He is known for being an Austrian music critic, aesthetician, and historian. He is recognized for being the chief music critic of the Neue Freie Presse and a leading critic of his time. He championed absolute music and had a significant influence on the aesthetics of music. His name is Eduard Hanslick. Eduard Hanslick, a prominent figure in the world of music, was a man of strong convictions and unwavering principles. Born in Austria, he grew up in a family that valued education and encouraged him to explore the depths of knowledge. As a young boy, he displayed a keen interest in music and philosophy, laying the foundation for his future endeavors as a music critic and aesthetician. Hanslick's journey as a critic began when he joined the prestigious Neue Freie Presse, where he would eventually become the chief music critic. Known for his conservative views, he staunchly advocated for absolute music, valuing its purity and abstract nature over the more programmatic compositions popular at the time. In the midst of the War of the Romantics, Hanslick aligned himself with influential composers like Robert Schumann and Johannes Brahms, often criticizing the works of Franz Liszt and Richard Wagner. His most renowned work, the 1854 treatise Va Musicalis Schonen, solidified his place in the history of music aesthetics. This groundbreaking treatise delved into Hanslick's artistic and philosophical beliefs, offering a comprehensive understanding of his approach to music. Through his writings, he emphasized the importance of music as an autonomous art form, separate from external narratives or emotions. Hanslick's legacy as a music critic and aesthetician continues to influence the field to this day. His unwavering commitment to absolute music and his critical stance against the romantic trends of his time have left an indelible mark on the world of music. Despite facing opposition and controversy, his contributions have shaped the way we perceive and appreciate music, making him a central figure in the history of musical aesthetics. Eduard Hanslick, a renowned music critic and philosopher, was a man of many accomplishments. Born in Prague, he was the son of Joseph Adolf Hanslick, a bibliographer and music teacher. From a young age, Eduard showed a passion for music, which led him to study with Václav Tomasek, one of Prague's renowned musicians. Alongside his music studies, Eduard also pursued a degree in law at Prague University. However, it was his amateur study of music that eventually paved the way for his career as a music critic. He began writing music reviews for small-town newspapers and later joined the prestigious Wiener Musikszeitung and the Neue Freie Presse, where he served as a music critic until his retirement. Throughout his career, Eduard had the opportunity to meet esteemed composers like Richard Wagner and Robert Schumann. In 1854, Eduard published a significant book titled On the Beautiful in Music, which greatly influenced the understanding of aesthetics in music. Interestingly, as time went on, his enthusiasm for Wagner's music began to wane. He even wrote a critical review of Wagner's opera Lohengrin after its Vienna production. Instead, Eduard found himself drawn to the music of composers like Mozart, Beethoven, and Johannes Brahms, whom he believed stayed true to the traditions of classical music. Despite his contributions to the field of music criticism, Eduard faced his fair share of controversies. In a revised edition of his essay, Jewishness in Music, Wagner attacked Eduard, accusing him of having gracefully concealed Jewish origin and asserting that his style of criticism was anti-German. Some even claim that Wagner caricatured Eduard in his opera Die Meistersinger von Nürnberg as the carping critic Beckmesser. Eduard's expertise and passion for music led to an unpaid lectureship at the University of Vienna, which later evolved into a full professorship in the history and aesthetic of music. He also held administrative roles, served on juries for musical competitions, and worked at the Austrian Ministry of Culture. Even after retiring, Eduard continued to write articles on important premieres until his passing in 1904 in Baden. Eduard Hanslick's contributions to music criticism and aesthetics remain influential to this day. His discerning analysis and appreciation for classical traditions have shaped our understanding of music's beauty. His story serves as a reminder of the importance of staying true to one's principles and the enduring impact that a passion for the arts can have on our lives. In the world of music, there have always been differing opinions and debates on what defines true beauty and expression. One individual who had a significant impact on this discourse was the renowned music critic Eduard Hanslick. Known for his conservative tastes, Hanslick believed that the essence of music lay solely in its form and not in any extra-musical associations. For him, the pinnacle of musical history was represented by composers such as Mozart, Beethoven, Schumann, and Brahms. Hanslick's philosophy brought him into direct conflict with the progressive composers of the music of the future, championed by figures like Richard Wagner. Hanslick saw Wagner's emphasis on dramatics and word painting as a departure from the true nature of music. He believed that music should be expressive through its form alone, without relying on any external narratives or associations. However, even Hanslick acknowledged the power of extra musicality in certain compositions. He once asked, "When you play Chopin's mazurkas, do you not feel the mournful and oppressive air of the Battle of Ostralica?" To articulate his ideas more comprehensively, Hanslick penned his influential book, Vom Musicalis Schonen, in 1854. Initially, it was intended as a critique of Wagner's aesthetic, but it evolved into a treatise that explored the true essence of music. This work went on to shape the understanding and interpretation of music for generations to come. Hanslick's critical stance was not limited to Wagner alone. He also expressed strong disapproval towards composers like Anton Bruckner and Hugo Wolf. Tchaikovsky's Violin Concerto did not escape his scrutiny either, as he accused both the composer and the soloist of subjecting the audience to music that stinks to the ear. Even Tchaikovsky's Sixth Symphony failed to impress Hanslick, who remained lukewarm towards the renowned Russian composer. Hanslick's aesthetics and criticism were closely intertwined. His opposition to the music of the future aligned with his belief that the true meaning of music lies in its form. This perspective led him to become one of Johannes Brahms's most vocal supporters, often pitting him against the likes of Wagner. While some may interpret this as Brahms being anti-Wagnerian, it disregards the mutual admiration shared between the two composers. In today's world, Hanslick's philosophy reminds us of the ongoing debates and diverse perspectives in the realm of music. It encourages us to appreciate music not just for its extramusical associations but also for the inherent beauty and expression found within its form. Hanslick's legacy serves as a reminder that music has the power to evoke emotions and transport us to different realms, all through its intricate and captivating structures. Eduard Hanslick, a prominent figure in the world of music aesthetics, challenged the prevailing belief that music should be based on emotions. In his groundbreaking work, On the Musically Beautiful, Hanslick argued for the autonomy of music and its ability to exist independent of human emotions. According to him, the beauty of music lies in its sound and motion, rather than its ability to evoke specific feelings. Hanslick criticized the prevailing aesthetics of music, which he referred to as the aesthetics of feeling. He believed that music should not be judged solely on its ability to arouse emotions in the listener. Instead, he emphasized the importance of sonically moving forms and the invention of a definite theme as the foundation of a composition. Hanslick wrote, "The initial force of a composition is the invention of some definite theme, and not the desire to describe a given emotion by musical means." He further argued that the interpretation of music based on emotions is not acceptable to art or science. According to Hanslick, it is not the actual feeling of the composer that evokes feelings in the listener, but rather the purely musical features of a composition. He believed that the intellectual satisfaction derived from following and anticipating the composer's intentions is the key to experiencing true aesthetic enjoyment. Hanslick's philosophy on the musically beautiful has practical implications for daily life. It encourages listeners to engage actively with music, to delve into the intricacies of composition, and to appreciate the intellectual satisfaction that comes from understanding the composer's thoughts. By focusing on the purely musical aspects of a composition, rather than relying on personal emotions, one can develop a deeper appreciation for the beauty of music. In conclusion, Eduard Hanslick's philosophy challenges conventional notions of music aesthetics by emphasizing the autonomy of music and its ability to exist independent of human emotions. His ideas on the musically beautiful encourage listeners to engage actively with music and appreciate the intellectual satisfaction derived from understanding the composer's intentions. By embracing this perspective, we can enhance our daily lives by developing a deeper appreciation for the beauty of music.
Do you want to explore more philosophers? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.